Hi, Glasson here from Now Spinning a Magazine with an album review I've been looking forward to doing for quite a while when I saw this on my radar that it was coming in. It is by SOEN, the Swedish prog metal band, and their album Atlantis. I recently interviewed Cody Lee Ford, the lead guitarist, about this album while they're on tour promoting the Imperial album, and so this has been perfect timing. It really has. In this video I'm going to show you the vinyl copy plus the CD and DVD version, and then after that I'm going to talk about the album in a bit more detail. If you're new to this channel, Now Spinning Magazine, make sure you subscribe and ring that little bell so you don't miss out on any future videos, because there are loads. Anyway, let's dive in and have a look at the album and the CD. So this is SOEN Atlantis, to look at the vinyl edition and the DVD CD version as well. So I've gone for the whole package here. So there's a picture of the lead vocalist, Joel, on the front. You open it up and you've got the gatefold with an arty picture of the band scanning over the left and towards the right as well. And the credits from the actual album and the recording on the right. They're not polyline sleeves, but you know, they're protected covers and an absolute superb pressing. I'll go into more detail when I do the review in the next part of this video, but I'm very, very happy that I've gone with the vinyl version as well as the CD. I always clean the vinyl versions, whatever, you know, whether they're new or old, before I actually play them. And the CD version and DVD folds out with the same picture on the inner gatefold with the two discs. The difference, of course, with this is you get a booklet which goes into more detail than the vinyl. You get the lyrics and some photographs from the sessions as well going through, so you've got a better idea of what it was like, and then a picture of the 8-piece string ensemble that played along with them. There's Cody with one of his strats. And there's all the songs there and some photographs. And it's a great shot of them, because that's literally, if you've not seen the DVD, that's actually how it was done. It's absolutely fantastic. So that's the CD, DVD version and the vinyl. And now I shall review and give you my personal and honest thoughts of what I think of this album. So that's a quick look at the album and the CD. What do I think of the album itself? Is that a silly question for me? I don't know. Imperial was one of my albums of the year last year. It's terrific. So if you're new to SOEN, you could start here. But equally, you could start here. Because this is just, it's just sublime. It's just fantastic. It was recorded during lockdown, kind of, you know, so many albums I know weren't, but so many fantastic, fertile projects came out of lockdown musically, as musicians looked at different ways of using their creativity, and this was one of them, where the band took literally 13 of their best tracks, or not best tracks, but just tracks that they felt they could rearrange in different ways, and with an 8-piece string ensemble, reimagined them and recorded them in the Atlantis Studios, which is famous for Quincy Jones and the ABBA albums, etc. Green Day played there, loads of people have played there. Now the front cover gives the image that it's a live concert. It's a live concert without an audience and without those lights. It's actually in the studio. So as you saw as I went through the CD booklet, you can see that they're in a studio situation in a way. But you know, one of the things that, especially the DVD, you must watch the DVD. These are the rules. It's mandatory. Okay, this album is going to be in my top 10. It may even be higher. It's going up as the more I listen to this. I just absolutely love it. But it's recorded live in the studio with a string ensemble. I think they had 1 or 2 days to rehearse, and they had about a chance to do 1 or 2 takes with the cameraman going around them. Not once does anyone in the band look at the camera. And for the vocalist, Joel, this must have been quite an interesting thing to try and do, because obviously for singers, the camera is what they look for. You know, vocalists always kind of look for the, you know, the lead guitarists have a tendency to do this sometimes as well, but most of the time their eyes are closed and they're in the moment. But vocalists, obviously, that the vocalist has the eyes into the soul of the band, and not once in a studio where he's sitting there singing does anyone look at the camera. And this gives you this kind of feeling that you've kind of sneaked in and you've sat down cross-legged somewhere and you're just in it. You're just in it. And like the first track, Antagonist, which is Antagonist on here is full-on panzer tank-driven riffage. It's a really heavy metal song. And on here it starts with a string section, and it's totally different. And they all are in many ways. But although I've just described it as lots of riffage and stuff, and when I interviewed Cody, he talked about the fact that they were, you know, a heavy metal band. But the term heavy metal is Black Sabbath heavy metal, Motley Crue, are they heavy metal? Were Meshuggah heavy metal, Metallica, Death heavy metal, Opeth. It's a broad church, really. It's a bit like having a bit of Bombay mix and thinking, you know, Indian cuisine. Heavy metal is a broad thing, but so the reason I'm saying that is because some people might think, oh, I don't do heavy metal. It's not. It's music, and it's a bit. Catatonia is another band, or Riverside, or little bits of Opeth, but there's a kind of melancholy to this style of music where it's not like traditional kind of riffs and stuff. And the vocalist doesn't. It's not a rasping, roaring voice. Joel's voice is melodic, it's soulful, it's full of feeling, and in a way he's the kind of compass that everything else kind of rotates around. I mean, they all write the music, but there's something about that, as Cody said in the interview, that the song is the master. So you haven't got like tracks where some instrumentalist, you know, says, oh, what about my bit? I want this to change key and go over here and we change pace. There's none of that about it. The song sets the feel, and then the musicians keep within that. And the songs they pull at the heartstrings, and they're full of majesty and power and emotion and life and pain. Worry, hope, it's all in there. It's all mixed in. It's all just like life. I mean, I said in the interview that tracks like Illusion, guitar solo. I think someone even said in one of the comments that it was guitar solo of the year. Yeah, and in fact, when I said, oh yeah, the guitar solo about 2 minutes 40 seconds, there's one before that. The more I listen to it, the more I hear Lucidity, Modesty, Jinn, River, Trials. I think that was a single as well. Oh, it's just absolutely fantastic. Lotus, and what was the other one? Monarch. It's fantastic. Have I got any criticisms? Well, not about the music, no. The package. Perhaps if the album could have had the lyric sheets on the inside, or maybe we could have had some photos that were included in the CD booklet to give a sense of space. Well, a sense of space, but a sense of, you know, as you saw when I just did the unboxing thing, so you could actually have a sense of what the setup was in the studio, because that gives the feeling like it's recorded live on stage. So there's no crowd or audience or anything. They're actually in the studio. Imagine the pressure that must have been like, to be honest, you know, because it's such a lot of musicians love and live for the stage, for the live environment of not knowing they're being recorded and being able to just release what's inside them. The studio is a very, very different atmosphere where someone's pressing record and you can't let go, because if something goes wrong, you've got to have another take, and if you do another take, then you could lose the vibe that you had inside your heart when you started to play it. It's very, very different atmosphere, and it's hard work, so the fact that this was recorded in that setting and maintains this sense of spontaneity, that it looks as if they are actually playing in the moment. Obviously they arranged these tunes for this album in this way, but it just works so well. And I think I did say, didn't I, if you're new to SOEN, Imperial's a good place to start, but this is an album that just fits all moods. It's got everything on it. It's the guitars, the keyboards, the backing vocals, the strings, everything about it is just immaculate. It's recorded on the 10th of December 2021, and it literally, as I say, one take, and it's just absolutely amazing. So it's going to be a feature in my end of the year roundup of the best albums, box sets and things that I've exposed myself to this year, but it's highly, highly recommended. So it's a 10 out of 10 for me. So that is SOEN and Atlantis, available on double vinyl album and also CD DVD set. I don't know whether there's a CD on its own or the DVD on its own, but this is amazing. You have to see it as well as hear it, even if you then just immerse yourself in the auditory sensations to listen to the music and don't watch it again. But I think it's absolutely amazing. So thank you for watching, but before you disappear, remember to watch this video or that video, and because there's so much on this channel, so much on the nowspinning.co.uk website as well, and across all of our channels. Music is the healer, it is the doctor, and I shall see you very, very soon.